So, how do you figure that out? How do you navigate what's right for you? Well, it's this self-discovery thing. It's growing, it's never ending, it goes on your entire life. But today I want to talk to you about what you can do to learn how many different versions of you there are just in one day. How many different characters you play just by changing something slight about the way you look at things or speak or carry yourself or maybe what you wear. It really is an incredible thing. You truly can be anybody. Welcome back, guys. Episode 3 of these helping you stay sane during change, maintaining your anchors. Just hit my ring on the table, probably really loud. I'm not really worried about it because you get to make mistakes. So we've got our weather report where you stay connected to yourself, to things that are changing, to your partner, to your family. And we've got our 18-month wall video exercise. Now, what are you going to do? You've come back. You're in the place that's home now. You're working on year 2. Who are you now? Do you want to reinvent yourself? Do you want to discover yourself? Do you want to choose a completely new character to play? This is literally, in my opinion, granted I'm biased, I've spent years in the theater, I've spent years in Hollywood, so I love this acting thing where you get to play different characters. I just want to acknowledge my bias. But who are you going to be? What character do you want to play because you're the main character in your own movie, in your own TV show, in your own theater play? Who are you going to be? Reinventing yourself is a really, really terrible way to think of this. We always say, how do you reinvent yourself? It's not. It's just being you. You are 1,000 different people to a bunch of different people in this world. You could ask somebody from, I don't know, you're between 5 and 15 years old. They'll have one impression of you. You'll ask a friend who knew you from 10 to 20 with that 5-year overlap from the other friend, and they'll have a totally different impression of you. Ask every single one of your exes, and I bet you they will reflect a different person back to you. Ask your parents independently of each other, or maybe even your siblings. Right there, you already have a cast of characters, and they're all you. So this isn't about creating somebody new. This is about discovering and allowing that version of yourself to live. If you are a slab of marble, we always think you got to kick things on top to figure out who are you, how do you express yourself. That's what the world does. It just gives you more stuff to put on top because then someone can sell you something. The reality is you are to excavate yourself from that. You're already in there. You're already perfect the way you are. You just have to allow yourself to be that. That doesn't mean you don't have to put in work. That doesn't mean you aren't going to get better. That doesn't mean you just be who you are when you were born. What that means is you're perfect as you are because you are capable of growing in to the person that you either want to be, that you naturally are, maybe you already are, and you're going to continue to excavate. So here's something that I think can help you understand the depth to which this is true. Okay, this is a day-long thing. It's going to take one day. You can do it in 6 hours, but it's going to take one day. And it's actually, look, like everything, it's fun to do on your own, but it's also really fun to do as a group or maybe 2 people. So put out 2 different outfits. All right. Your really nice one that you would go to, I don't know if you go to church, but you would go to some church or religious institution in, or you would go to a celebration, or you would go to something where you have maybe a high-end meeting, maybe you're going on a date, maybe you're meeting somebody's parents for the first time, something in that vein. And then the other one is something that you would just kind of wear on laundry day. Maybe you're painting a wall in the house and you're wearing that. So take those 2 outfits and put them out. Now, here is what you're going to do. You are going to map out a walk in the area you are in. It could be down a street block. It could be through a path somewhere. It depends on where you live. Not everybody's in a city. Not everybody's in nature. But you need to walk somewhere where you're going to pass at least, I'd say, somewhere between 40 and 60 people. For some of you, that is going to be a breeze. You guys step outside and there they are. Other people, you're going to have to walk for a half an hour. Do this for yourself, okay? Now put on that one outfit. Let's say you start with the one that's really nice. Put it on and just go on that walk and just be you. Don't put on an attitude, don't put on anything, just walk. And observe how people react to you or don't react to you. And when you get home, write it down. Take however long it took for you to walk, take that amount of time and just write it down. Now, you're going to go on that same walk again. But this time, I want you to make a very specific decision. You're going to be extroverted. I know that can be scary. That doesn't mean you have to go and talk to everybody. If you are a shy person, a wave, that counts as being extroverted, okay? You don't have to say anything if that doesn't, if that kind of, trips you up, or maybe there's a language barrier, just wave, And then when you get back from that walk, that second walk, I want you to write down how people reacted to you or didn't react to you. Now, you're going to have a little costume change. You're going to put on the other outfit, which in this case would be the more everyday laundry day, paint day, just kind of whatever on a Sunday outfit, right? But you just be able to be outside, okay? Be civilized. Go on a walk, the exact same walk, and just be you wherever you're at. Don't put on a show. Don't go out of your way to be anything. Just go on that walk. Come back. Write down how people reacted to you, okay? Then you're going to go on the fourth one. That same everyday outfit, but this time you are going to, I know, it's predictable. You're going to be extroverted. Again, it's okay to just wave, but if you are feeling a little courageous, you're feeling a little bit more up to it, talk to people, maybe a stranger. I don't know. See how they react to you. And when you get home, write it down. That's it. That's what you're doing today. That's a lot. If you can, try to give yourself an hour between each of these walks, because you do want the terrain to refresh, right? Because people are going about their day, and by the fourth time you walk by somebody that's still in their yard working on whatever, the reaction is going to be affected by the fact that it's the fourth time, not that you're a different character. So now it's the next day. I want you to sit down either with the person you did this with or with yourself, and I want you to either read your writing out loud or have someone else read it and then talk about the characters that they just read about. So let's say what you wrote down was, nobody really looked at me. A couple of people rode by me really fast on bikes, and I got a couple of these. Tight lip and head nod, don't talk to me, moving past. Then I went on the walk, and this lady waved at me. I'm not sure if she was waving at me or maybe she thought that I was waving at somebody else. It was kind of awkward. I don't know. But yeah, and then I went on my way, and I noticed the bakery I hadn't seen before, and then I got home. By the time you've read all four of those, you have digested four totally different realities from four totally different characters. And it's evident because the world is reacting differently to you. If what you've written down is there's no difference, there's no difference, there's no difference, either you're not changing the way you're conducting yourself or you're not passing people. Now you have a little test, a little proof for yourself that the person that you walk out into the world as is gonna draw different reactions from people. So this is not gonna be a invention or a discovery of yourself that's accidental. It's gonna be super intentional. You're going to do what you want to do and what you've always wanted to do. In America, it's called high school, where you're usually 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and then you go off to what's called college. And that college is generally the first sort of big adult experience a kid has. Every single one of my friends, and myself included, between leaving high school and going to college, made a complete 180, a total reinvention of themselves. I remember visiting different friends at school and thinking, oh, you're a cool guy now. But I knew you all the way from 6th grade, where we saw each other do silly things and grow up and go through puberty. And you can't live down that thing that happened in 8th grade because everybody's still the same person. And now nobody knows, and you can just be you, right? Now you can go and you can change your sense of fashion completely. You thought before it was kind of embarrassing to be a bleach blonde because, well, that's bimbo and stupid, but actually you kind of want to try that out. Go ahead. Go nuts. Fire away, be somebody, paint your hair red if you want to. I went to France with 4 friends in 6th grade and dyed our hair red for Literally no reason at all. Just do it. Just live. Go do something. But understand that the character you are is going to define how the world interacts with you because it is your play. It's your movie. You are that main character. Give it a try. Stay brave. Remember also, be graceful, kind, and really patient with yourself. This stuff is incredibly fun. But it's also real. It's also who you are. And make sure that the person that you discover yourself to be is you and authentically you, not you trying to be somebody that someone else wants you to be. This is about you. And it's okay to be totally lost, to have no idea for years at a time. A lot of people don't know. Just don't get caught up in people pleasing. All you're doing is pushing that time off and putting everybody else in front of you. And nobody wants to see a play where the lead's not in it. So go be in it. That's the show we all want to see. One of the many times in this life that I have had to navigate an extraordinary amount of change was one of the first times I walked into a classroom in America. I was fresh off the plane from Denmark. This was in the 90s, where Fila were the coolest shoes, and Palladium a little bit, but they were kind of on the off tick. And then there was also Buffalo. Remember those platform shoes that all the men also wore? Who knew the 60s would come back with such a fervor and then disappear again into a rubber memory hole? I remember walking into this classroom. It was 8th grade, and I thought, what's the cool? I gotta be cool. I'm in 8th grade. How do I fit in? So I wore my brown Filas that you didn't tie, right? You tied little knots on the sides, and then the shoes would drag a little bit and kind of made that I don't care about anything sound. And then where I really screwed up was from the ankle and up, because in America, it was the era of Pure Playas, Jenko, Fubu, and I don't know what, but it's got a sag. And I had form-fitting polyester nylon techno pants on with little reflectors on the knees. Yeah. And then I had an Iceman shirt on in brown, black, and white. In Europe, it was on point. On point. In America, I was a clown. I never wore that again. I was the only person going to a rave that day. And there was no rave. But those are those moments you can look back on later in life with a sense of romance and appreciate what they were, even though at the time they were utter dread and horror and you hated your life and wished you could disappear.